Hi everybody, Dr. Cary Yurkiw here. I am the founder of True North Practice Management, and today we're talking about 5 tips to start your own practice. And you might be an associate working in a clinic, maybe you're doing locums currently, and you're thinking of starting your own practice, and you're just not sure what to do to start your own. And luckily, I've been practicing now for 30 years and started my own practices a few times. After the first 3 years where I did locums in Winnipeg, I decided I wanted to open my own practice. And the locums were a really valuable experience because you get to know, how other clinics operate, and you get confidence in your skills. And then I decided to get out on my own and have, get into my own practice. And, the first thing I did is I kind of thought about what location I'd want to be in. And I wanted a really busy location. So I guess the first practice tip to start your own practice is you want to pick a location that is busy, convenient to get to, and has a good community. Now, it depends on what kind of doctor you are, or what kind of therapist you are, but as a chiropractor, we want to be in an area that is that has a lot of families, and kind of a middle class, blue collar kind of area is good, because a lot of people need our help because they're doing physical jobs. And for me, I picked a very busy street called Portage Avenue in Winnipeg, but also picked an intersection that was very busy. So the other cross street was busy as well. And there was a lot of parking in that building. So we had a strip mall, and there was a lot of parking out front in the building, which allowed people to come in, park, get their treatment, and then continue on if they're going to work or coming from work, doing activities. So very important to pick a really good location, one that has a lot of parking, because most people drive and want the convenience of that parking. Currently where I am, we have free parking in the building, which is even better, because having a parkade that's free in your building is probably the best or most ideal, next to the strip mall or a large parking area where you can park right out front and walk right into the clinic. But usually, if you're getting main floor, it's going to cost you more than if you're on a second or third floor. And currently, I'm up on the 4th floor of a building, which is actually quite good because of the parking situation. The elevators, makes it easy for people. So I think location is really important, and sometimes people have misconceptions about the location. They're not thinking about the convenience for the patient, the parking. Maybe sometimes the doctor's looking at, cheaper rent, or they're a little concerned, a little scared about getting into their own practice. So they're, kind of afraid to do something like that. I'd say another practice tip that I have for you today is hopefully you have some clientele built up. So depending on the current arrangement of where you are, if you're an associate or you're just out of school or doing locums, having some people to take with you, like a client base, even if it's a small one, is good, because you can leverage that to get referrals. And ultimately, when you have your own practice, it's going to create more attention. More people are going to want to come and see you. So instantly, there's going to be a boost to your practice. And but it's good to have a client base where you can get referrals. You can target market those patients. You can start to, in advance, kind of have a grand opening or an event like that to attract people to come to your clinic. So a patient base is always good to start. If you don't have one, you have to rely a little bit more heavily on marketing. And that's something that we do here at True North, is we offer doctors and therapists marketing services. We offer coaching services to help you with your practice. So we have different packages that we can help guide you or coach you depending on the situation that you're in. Another practice tip is to get a business plan put together. And it all starts with your vision and mission. So depending on what type of service you have to offer. If you're a chiropractor, you want to change lives. Sometimes chiropractors will include things like changing and saving lives, changing their community, really making a difference. That's important. So you want to make a difference in your community so that you have a much bigger vision than just treating patients one at a time, or maybe just getting rid of symptoms. So you definitely want to sit down and think about the bigger impact you can make on your community, and that vision and mission should go into a business plan. Now, the business plan should be developed, and you should bounce it off some of your peers, other chiropractors. You should bounce it off of bankers, people that are like lawyers and accountants. They're all very good to give you feedback on your plan, and then your plan is something you can follow, at least initially. It may change over time. The way you should look at it is like a living document that could change as the months go by. But just to get started, getting your thoughts on paper, making sure you're really clear, and having even some financials in that document would be good. So, like cash flow projections. How many patients will you see initially? How many new clients do you expect? How are you going to get those new clients? Are they going to be from your marketing efforts, from social media? Are they going to be from door knocking? Are they going to be from events you're hosting? The groups that you're involved in the community. So there's a number of ways to get new clients, and writing that down, expanding that out into the visits and the services that you're going to offer, and who's going to use those services, and then even the products that you're going to be offering at your clinic. That's very important too. So a business plan is really key to getting started. I think the other thing you have to think about is your staffing situation. And I always say to be careful with your expenses. You don't want to have too many expenses initially in your practice, because if you have too many expenses, you could go into the cash flow negative for too long, and that could really stress your credit line or your financing. So be careful. You may just want to start with one person. You may be able to start your clinic on your own. Maybe you have a partner or a family member that could help you. So that's always a good way to start kind of small and see how it goes, but have that presence so you don't have to be there all the time. You have someone else to cover the phones, someone else to do your billing. I mean, it's kind of nice to have that assistance and that coverage, at least, at the start, but keep it minimal. Make sure that the coverage is there when the patients are there, and when there's no patients, you don't have to have staff on initially, but down the road, you'll grow into it. Another tip that I have for you is just the work-life balance. It's very important to have availability, and I would highly encourage you to have hours that are convenient for people, maybe even working the weekends to start, because it's going to be a competitive advantage for your clinic versus the other clinics. And it's good to know where your advantages are compared to the other clinics in the area, because you want to stress what makes your clinic unique. So you want to put that out there. If there's some equipment you can get, like we have shockwave and laser, it's good to have that too, because that gives us a competitive advantage compared to other clinics. And what I'd recommend is having that availability, but also having some time off. So whether it's a large break at lunchtime, whether you don't start some days until noon and you go till 7 or 8, whatever it is in your area that is going to allow more people to come and see you, and people who may be excluded from other clinics because of their hours, very important to have that type of availability, and start to increase your new client load. The new patients are so important to drive the growth of a practice. And when we work with clients here at True North, our goal is to increase the number of new clients quickly at the start, and then know what to do with those new clients, of course, with the systems and the training and the outcomes we expect. But very important to get the new clients for the growth. You need the new clients. So we help people to, clinics, doctors, and therapists to do Google advertising Facebook ads, organic marketing, retargeting of leads, all very important in that process to create more new growth in the clinic. And then that can kind of expand, it can replicate itself. You can get that momentum going where you can really get exponential growth in the clinic. Now, if you're interested in our services here at True North, we're offering a 15-minute consultation for free, and I'll put that in the show notes below. If you're on social media, it's in the link in the bio, and then you can schedule your initial 15-minute free consult just to talk about your unique situation, see if our services are a good fit for you. I'm doing all the calls right now, so definitely you can reach out, and I'll be happy to talk to you about your clinic and my experience with some of the challenges you face. And please subscribe to our channel and follow us here, because there'll be more practice tips coming up. There'll be more about goal setting as a health professional, some things you need to focus on to be a good leader in your community. So thanks so much for joining me today.